Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Silver Velvet Flame. I want to do another little follow-up on Sebastian Rogers. This time it's a wee bit different because we're going to play a video of this lady. She's called Pat Brown, and she has her own channel. She's a profiler and she's been profiling the case, and she's got a video up here about the interview that Chris and Katie done, the famous interview where they were acting really weirdly and just weren't responding the way you would expect a couple who have lost a child to behave. So I thought I would just play the video and pull some cards and see what cards come out. So just bear with me because this is new and I hope you can hear the video. Just give it a try.
But in a way that she'll semi-laughter. Now, people are going to say this is nervousness, but why does she need to do that? Why does she need to look over at him for him to point out to the media how they're feeling? It just was an uncomfortable moment. But that wasn't the big thing for me. The big thing is coming up, and it's in this place.
Why does she need to look over at him when she was just asked how she was feeling? The card that came out was confession, making a deal.
Place where they ask about what their hopes are about Sebastian returning home. Note what the stepfather says, and then notice what the mom says. Check it out.
Well, first, just express, I can't even imagine as a parent what you two are going through. How would you describe the situation right now? How are you coping?
A constant roller coaster ride of helpless and hopeless and many other emotions all in one, and it's a never-ending roller coaster. It doesn't stop. It won't stop until he walks through the door.
I wouldn't wish this on anyone. Not anyone. I know we're about keeping hope alive. I'm sure that's in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna come home.
He's gonna walk through that door. And the street will be flooded again with family and relatives all waiting to hug and love him. And
That boy's gonna have more friends than he knows what to do with when he comes home.
He's gonna walk through that door. Did you just burst into laughter when you said that, stepdaddy? That's concerning to me. He doesn't believe that child is ever going to walk through that door. And the belief doesn't seem to come from Seth Rogers. His dad seems to believe that Sebastian may not be alive because of the time.
Okay, we'll just pause it there. So I thought that was interesting when she couldn't speak and she just looked at him and the confession card came out. And the freedom card came out then after that. The red flag. So as we were watching it, we thought it's a red flag because this just isn't the way the people would normally respond. They would respond like, I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't drink. She just sort of goes and then looks to him. Follow the money, which means we're on the right track. Health issues. I do feel there's mental health. This is my own intuition around Katie Proudfoot. I don't feel that there's a very high IQ level there. It's just a personal feeling I get. The other card was government. So I need to clarify that one. Private property. No unauthorized persons past this point. Private. I look more at the private there because they're being very closed off and private at a time when you wouldn't expect them to be. Evil, demonic. I don't very often see that card, to be honest. So it coming out here, what can I say? And work. What I'm hearing is it's hard work. So we'll move on a wee bit.
They're not saying any of that. They're talking about him like something that happened in the past. Let me tell you about something that happened with me, and just because I have this memory. And
why are they talking about him like it's something that's happened in the past? Why are they talking that way about Sebastian? Marriage, wedding ceremony. What I get from that card is that the marriage is under a lot of strain, and they're each afraid of what comes out of their mouths. I can only go with what's coming to me, but that's what makes sense to me. Let's listen on here. I'm just randomly stopping it and just trusting guidance here to see what's being said, and then we'll pull cards on it.
I have this memory. It's a strong memory. My son, when he was 5 or 6, can't remember now exactly.
She just talks about her son there. Let's see.
That was the quietest 3 hours I've ever experienced. We had nothing to say to each other. We were stunned. We were. Again, why wasn't he out there saying, "Find my son"? He walked away. He said, my son wouldn't walk away. I think he's been behind the scenes working like hell to find out what happened to his son. And I think he does mention his son, he thinks might be deceased. Why does he say that? Because I think he's looking at these two as having something to do with it. He's a deputy. He understands how things work. And he also is very angry in one of his videos, and he says, he's mine, my son, he's mine. And I think he's talking to these two.
Yes, she's talking about the biological father, Seth, and she's saying, why is he not sitting there as a united front with Katie and Chris and asking the question, right, where is my son? The whole thing is just totally unreal. So let's ask the cards why. There's a card with 3 roses saying love. What I feel, what I'm hearing is there's no love lost. Affair, cheating. Why affair is cheating? Propaganda, fake news. One card to tell us that we're on the right track here. Neighborhood. It's very like the area where they live. Perhaps there is something about an affair. I'm just going to use my tarot here and see. Tell us about this affair card and the neighborhood and the propaganda. Fake news. What's all this about, please? Just give us an explanation as to why these cards are coming out. The Hangman. The Ace of Wands. New beginning. Thinking about a new beginning. And the Page of Cups. Someone with a bright new idea, following their intuition. King of Swords, taking action on something. This is the King of Swords, Chris here. Was Chris having an affair? Going down a certain path with the Two of Wands there. Was Chris having an affair? I know he travelled a lot for work. They lived in Nashville and he worked out of Memphis. So, was Chris having an affair? I'm just trying to put together this accomplice card as well. Was Chris having an affair? That's the card of working from the ground up. Well, we're talking about working, he's working away. Tell us more. Card of the ending and being very defensive. And justice, bringing justice to an ending. Well, this is just going back to tell us what, you know, the whole storyline of what the story is about Sebastian being missing. So, as regards the affair, I'm just going to ask for one more card and then we'll just leave that. The things falling apart. It's a message in that, with cards falling there. God, higher power. Why God, higher power? Drugs, poison. That card makes me think of death when I look at God, higher power, like he's going to meet his maker. There's 3 crosses on a hill. It's like a burial ground. And the drugs, poison. I think that came out in the previous reading, the last reading that I done as well. So let's just continue on listening to the video here and see what else comes up.
Whatever happened, he was my son. How dare you? So that's, I find interesting that his dad, his bio dad, is not in work. He's not all snuggly with these two. Why not? Because they should all be on the same page, and it doesn't seem so. So that's another big thing for me. All right, the next thing. How did he disappear out of the house? Mom says, now, stepdad, there's a lot of like very limited information. From what I can gather, and I may be wrong because I can't find much information, he was going away to work in Memphis, where apparently he would go down there and stay for quite a bit of time. I don't know if it was he goes stay for 2 weeks before he came back. They lived in Hendersonville, which is close to Nashville. You can see.
That was interesting. How did he leave the house? Murder card, 2 people on it. Confirm. Alien, something out of the ordinary with that alien card.
You can see it's about a 3.5 hour trip. Now, I'm not saying I'm accurate on this, but he was not in town when he supposedly disappeared out of the house. From what I can gather, and it's very, very, very vague, it seemed like he was there the day before he disappeared. And it appears he left approximately, and again, I'm not sure, somewhere around 9 o'clock at night to drive to Memphis. And they chatted while he was going down to Memphis. So he was out of the house, and she was alone with her son. She said goodnight to him. He said, "Good night, love you, Mom, love the puppies." And then she dozed off.
So we're talking about him traveling down to Memphis, and the cards that come out was spouse, partner, and fire. Trapped. The child trapped and looking out. The fire card, it makes me think of something being ignited. And it makes me think of anger as well.
Dozed off and went to sleep. He's out of town now, supposedly driving to Memphis and in Memphis. At some point in the night, this child, who supposedly is happy, has no reason to walk out of the house, gets up in the dark and walks out of the house in bare feet, supposedly with a flashlight. She says when she goes to wake him up for school in the morning, he's just not there. Let me stop there as far as the waking up in the morning and finding him not there. She says, oh, where is he? And she tells a couple different stories, but that she thought maybe he was in the kitchen making some food, because he does that. She goes to the kitchen, he's not there. Within 3 minutes, she says, one of her stories, 3 minutes, she's like freaked out. And she calls him and says, I can't find him. He's not in the house. I'm thinking 3 minutes. Okay. I go into my son's bedroom, and he's not in bed. I'm like, what the heck? Oh, did he already get up for school?
Okay, let's go over those cards. We had the Hidden Network card there with the fake death, new life that come out again. This is just hidden network, fake death, corruption, outer space, con man. You just look at all that and you just look, it's just total deceit. All those cards spell out one word, and that's deceit. And this card flew out again. Life insurance. Why does this life insurance card keep coming out? Top secret. Natural disaster unavoidable. Papers are being stamped there. So again, just going by my own thoughts, I look at those two cards and I think something has happened that obviously nobody knows about, but what I'm thinking of is I'm being referred back to that card about drugs. That he was drugged. And perhaps it was an accidental overdose as well. But let's just ask the cards here. Was Sebastian drugged? This is the card of conflict. Let's give us the cards. We've got the strength card there. We've got the judgment call. Making a judgment call on some fighting and trying to have a bit of strength to cope. Was he drugged? There's another 5. So we've got 2 5s here. 5s are all about change and resistance to change. And we've got the strength card there as well. Why are you showing us these cards, please? The King of Wands and the 2 of Swords going back and forth trying to make a decision. What was the decision, please? Got a story here. How to move forward. And there's the Wheel of Fortune, which is about moving forward. There's a Knight of Wands about moving forward with an idea. And Death, which can be transformation as well. And the Page of Wands. A lot of wands are a lot of ideas. A lot of action, a lot of making changes, because the Death card is about transformation as well. Bottom of the deck is the King of Swords, takes action, very analytical, planning things out and actually taking action on your ideas. That is the only sword, the rest are all wands and major arcana. So I think I'm going to ask, was this whatever happened to Sebastian, his disappearance, was this something that Sebastian just decided to do on his own? I know he was an autistic child and he left the house with no shoes on. I would just like to know, was he in like a daze or a trance or sleepwalking or something like that, and went out of the house of his own, under his own steam? I think I'm going to ask for 5 cards and cut the deck here on this and see if we can get a bit of a definitive, detailed answer on this. 1, 2 Queen of Cups flew out there, or 2 Queen cards flew out. That's the Mother card. Let's put those back in. 1, 2, 3. Did Sebastian leave the house of his own steam? At the bottom of the deck we have the 9 of Swords, which is the card of can't sleep. First card out we have the 4 of Wands, which is the card of the home. Next card is the 3 of Cups, which is the card of celebration, community, get together. The 3 of Wands, which is creating something, getting ready to travel, waiting. The 2 of Wands, lots of Wands, choosing which direction to go in. And the High Priestess. The High Priestess is not really knowing. It's a card of the truth, but it's a card of, it's something that's hidden. And it's also a card of your own intuition, and it's a very spiritual card, so it's a card of really thinking, being in the mind. So the way I read the cards is, we have 5 cards here. So this is Sebastian. So he's thinking to himself, the truth of the matter is, this is my home. I need to make a decision to be happy, to celebrate. And the middle card, which is what it's all about, is waiting to go somewhere. You're planning, you haven't stepped into it yet, but you're waiting to make the decision to just get that final push to go. So I'm just going to clarify with 1 card each card and see what we get. For the 4 of Wands, the Lovers, that's making the choice. Making the choice for what? Making the choice to go. Okay, to travel. Why the 3 of Cups? Why the 3 of Cups? We have the Knight of Cups, which is just being in a place of innocence and pureness and good intentions. And the 2 of Cups come out with that, and that's the card of companionship. Was he going to meet someone? Why have you given us the 2 of the Cups? Make the 3 of the Cups, and that we're clarifying the 3 of the Cups. The Hierophant and the Tower. What I heard was someone from an organisation whose intentions were not good. Tell me about the 3 of Wands. It was a night time at the star there, and 3 people there, equal give and take. The card of it's the 6 of Pentacles there, card of fairness and balancing the scales. Why the Star and the Six of Pentacles? Making the decision to find fairness and peace and clarity in the middle of the night, going after your wish with that star. Why the Two of Wands? Waiting with that Seven of Pentacles. Why the Seven of Pentacles? The World and the Nine of Swords. To close off the cycle of unhappiness. Just waiting to make the decision to go and see what else there is out there. I'm drawn to the world that the man is holding in that Two of Wands. Tell us about the High Priestess. Why is the High Priestess here? The Queen of Cups. It's a card of the Mother. Why the Queen of Cups? Temperance. It's a card of harmony and balance. The King of Swords. Someone quite stern. That's the Father. Are you telling us that Sebastian was unhappy at home and decided to leave the home that night and in search of an adventure? Is that fair to say? The Page of Wands. An idea. Looking at something differently with that Hangman. Taking a different point of view on something. Different stance. Is it fair to say that Sebastian did leave the house under his own steam? Can you give us one final card to confirm that, please? We've got two. We've got Death, and we've got the Nine of Pentacles. We've got the card of transformation with the Death there, and we've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is someone independent, going after their independence and going after their dreams. And the bottom of the deck is the Chariot, which is two opposing forces working together. It's also a card of movement. And the Ten of Pentacles is the card of the family. The Two of Pentacles is trying to bring balance. We've got the Eight of Pentacles here, which is working on something that you're planning, something tangible. The Knight of Pentacles is also a traveling card, something that you've been planning, very dependable. Okay, so that's another theory. Perhaps this young boy just decided to take off. Perhaps he's been looking at something on the internet. I'm just going to pull some cards while I'm talking here. And self-sabotage come out there. Perhaps he's been looking at something online and decided I'm going to leave home and I'm going to search for something better. Why self-sabotage? Yeah, yes. Are you telling me that he did go out and meet his demise and it was nothing nefarious? Is that what you're telling me? It's the Revenge card. Maybe he just wanted to say, I'm going to show them a lesson, my parents a lesson. What else? Secret weapon. It was a secret. Why did Sebastian decide to leave home that night? If he did do so on his own, why did he decide to do that? Okay. We've got trash and we've got optical illusion. So that's making it look like you're just going out, just leaving the house to do something, but you're not really expecting anybody to believe you. We've got exposed, stalked, followed, psyop, and political warfare. That's too many cards. I'm not taking all of those. I actually don't even feel those cards were relevant the way they fell out there. But I do feel that it's a strong possibility that Sebastian did take off on his own and wandered off, and that it was something that he had been planning. Because these cards are all telling me about planning. The wands are all about planning. All these tarot cards that I just read there, they're all backing up the theory of him walking out on his own in like a bit of a daze. I still don't really get why he wouldn't put his shoes on. Why did he not put his shoes on? Legal proceedings. Power supply. Maybe he didn't want to put a light on. Make a judgment call. Legal proceedings is a picture of a judge on the card. He might have made a judgment call not to put the electricity on, and maybe didn't want to make a noise, is what I'm feeling about that. Let's just finish off, go back to the video and see where we go with it.
So my problem is, let's take a look at the map. If that child did not walk out of the house on his own, I believe he's somewhere between Nashville and Memphis. That's a hell of a long journey.
Tired of seeing a blurred reality? Try these self-adjustable glasses that are taking the world by storm. They let you achieve a perfect 2020.
It could be anywhere. So, yeah, that's what I think. And I hope I'm wrong. You know, I'm a profiler and I'm doing what I call red flag statement analysis. I hope the day before he disappeared, and it appears he left approximately, and again, I'm not sure, somewhere around 9 o'clock at night to drive to Memphis. And they chatted while he was going down to Memphis. So he was out of the house and she was alone with her son. She said goodnight to him. He said, "Good night, love you, Mom, love the puppies." And then she dozed off and went to sleep. He's out of town now, supposedly driving to Memphis and in Memphis. At some point in the night, this child, who supposedly is happy, has no reason to walk out of the house, gets up in the dark and walks out of the house in bare feet, supposedly with a flashlight. She says when she goes to wake him up for school in the morning, he's just not there. Okay, let me stop there as far as the waking up in the morning and finding him not there. She says, "Oh, where is he?" And she tells.
That's interesting when she said that, that the child walked out and of his own accord, which was what her theory was. So they're telling us that was a conspiracy theory and low vibrational, which I feel obviously is the parents, because you do get a very low vibrational feel of them, don't you? So it's very conflicting indeed. I don't know if we're any clearer there after that, but I thought it was worth trying that out and having a wee look and just throwing a few ideas around. I'll just leave it there and I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me. Bye.